I'm going to taxi out this way a little bit, and so let me check my brakes.
Climb to 3000, expect 200, 10 minutes after departure. Frequency 118.9.
It's in a groove, so
102.
I got to get it up. There it goes.
All free back is correct.
There. My brakes work. You want to go ahead and check yours? Good. I don't like flies in here. He died. Sorry. I'm not a bugs person.
No problem.
Alright, I have controls. Alright. You can kind of follow along. It's really just a matter of just using your feet as necessary to maintain. Winds from this way. Executive ground system 1053 X-ray East 1 with Juliet ready to taxi.
Says 1053 X-ray, exec ground runway 36, taxi via Charlie Bravo, hold short 36 south end of Bravo.
Charlie Bravo, hold short 36 south end. 53 X-ray. Alright, so, yep, we're just keeping this in the crosswind. That's why you set it here, because right now, it kind of gives you a rough idea. Mind you, that's going to turn a little bit.
X-ray, I missed it. Verify you have Juliet.
We do have Juliet, 53 X-ray. Because the gyro's not spun up yet, so we'll go left here. So you can use your rudders. Start pushing left. Add a little brake if you need to. Good. And then because the wind's from our back right, we're gonna go crosswind opposite.
Okay. Crosswind opposite.
Yeah. So if the wind's behind us, you're gonna turn away. Where this comes from. If the wind's in front of us at all, we're going to turn into the wind with our ailerons. Reason being, we're trying to keep the upwind wing from lifting up and flipping us, is really what it's there for.
Well, and by diving forward, then the ailerons go...
Elevator goes down, which then keeps our tail down, which, in theory, with the tail dragger, that's where you want that main wheel to stay back, but... biggest thing, so we're going to add some brakes, so we're speeding up a little bit. So
Exec ground, November 314 Tango Golf, taxi with Juliet from KCAC.
Number 314 Tango Golf, ground runway 36, taxi via Alpha.
36 via Alpha, 4 Tango Golf.
So we're going all the way down here, and then there's a hold short line over here, and then we'll
cross over to go the rest.
Yep. You can do intersection takeoffs, but I don't ever suggest my students to, for the fact of, you know.
That'll be the time you wish you had runway.
Exactly. And rarely do I take intersections unless I know I'd be okay. But usually at this runway, you're best off just using all 4,000. There's no point in cutting off 1,000 feet. For no point. No reason. Alright.
It really feels like if you get your feet off the floor for these pedals, you have a lot more control than trying to keep your heels down.
The thing with this thing is it's downhill, so it really accelerates. Alright, yep. Just bump throttle up to 1,000. Yeah, right there, it's good. Just keeps it better heavy. Power 5 ratio, like full length.
That's 5 to hold short runway.
Hold short 5 ratio. So he must have someone, I know he had someone taxiing, oh, he has a military guy coming. T6, the new military T6. He has a beach one over there. So he's going to probably go first. It's okay.
He's already on that side of the airport.
Yeah, and he has an IFR out of here most likely, so...
Got to get up in the window.
They get clearance and up in a window. Yeah, those look a little lower than what they think they're forecast, but we'll see. We'll see how it is. I'm guaranteeing it's probably going to be a little bumpy. Yeah. If it gets too bad, we'll just call it a day, and, you know, there's no point in beating ourselves up there. You know, there's always tomorrow. There's always a better day. But
regardless of anything, there's always something to learn just by being in the plane and going up. I've already learned stuff today, so.
That's good. Yeah, those are the new T6s.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah. Oh, and we got one landing. I didn't hear one landing.
I heard somebody saying that they had Juliet, but I didn't.
Well, that was him. We're on ground, so that's why we can't hear that guy. Okay. That would make sense. I didn't hear him talk to him either, so. Jet field.
See? Let's see how he does here.
I think he has full flaps in too. That's going to make it a little... Oh yeah, he's on it.
Oh.
He's got it.
You know what? That was actually pretty good. He got that.
Cross 36 and Bravo, taxi Juliet Alpha.
Cross 36 at Bravo, Juliet Alpha, 5 direction. Alright, so go straight across here and then the left at Juliet, or left on Alpha. So wind correction this way, pull power back a little bit. So steer with your feet.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Is that one of those things I'm sure everyone has to brake?
Yep. Your best bet, if there wasn't wind, just to put your hand on your lap, because it's not going to help you anyways. And I'm guessing he might be doing a final check, so we'll give him some room, but I want to do a run up, and there's a spot down here, but I don't know if he'll get past him, so.
Okay.
Wind correction to the left.
Alright.
Because the wind's from our back right. Steering with our feet.
And are we going to spin around to face in the wind?
As much as possible. A lot of these new aircraft don't get as hot, so that's really what it was for, is to, you know, they just got old planes, DC-3s, pretty much got so hot in the wind if they didn't point in the wind on the run-up, so that's really a lot of them.
Okay. So do we want to hang to the right?
Yeah, I got controls. I can see my tire over here, so I'll flip it over here. He's gonna run up, but I'll give him a little space. That's a little better. It's not perfectly in the wind by any means, but it's better. Holding the brakes. Alright, we'll do our before takeoff checklist. This is all the run-up portion. So, brakes we're holding. Cabin doors and windows, you can keep yours there if you want for now.
Yeah.
Technically, you can fly with the windows open these planes, but we're just doing that. Alright, free and correct. So, just the H pattern. I do this. Check there. Pull it back. Good. Down. Forward. Good. Rudders, nice thing in 172 is you can look back and actually see your rudders. So, that at least helps. Alright, trim, we have set for takeoff, we do. Flight instruments. See how our directional gyro got off?
Yep.
That's because it wasn't fully suctioned at the time. We didn't have enough suction on it, so push it in and turn to match up. It looks like 040-ish. There you go. And then now I put this on runway heading just as a reference.
Okay.
Okay. Mixture, we can do full red to push that all the way forward. And then we're going to run up to 1800, so. Alright, now turn the key 2 cooks left.
1, 2.
Good drop. 2 cooks right.
And we recover.
Alright, 1 click left. 1 click right. Good. How's all of our engine gauges look good?
Yeah, back good.
Alright.
And then, we're ready for
that? Yeah,
that?
you can put that up. Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
You don't need this to actually check any of that stuff.
Okay.
And except for maybe the volts. But there is vacuum on there, but if we have suction over there, I'm not worried about our vacuum there. Alright. Sensor checks, autopilot, we're not going to chest. Radios, we'll flip. Radio there.
Approach 6 for the heads up.
So.
4 Tango Golf, contact departure. 4 Tango Golf.
Alright, flaps, we're going to use flap 0. Taxi light can go off, landing light can go on.
Taxi light off, landing light on.
Strobe lights on.
Strobe on.
Takeoff brief, we'll do a normal takeoff over runway 36, so we'll rotate at about 55 to 60 knots. We'll crab for the wind. In event of an engine failure before takeoff, I'll take the controls, stop us on the runway. In event of engine failure after takeoff, I will take the controls and land straight ahead 30 degrees of our current heading. I don't really do the whole turnaround back thing. It's really not, today it would be kind of not probably the best. But, alright, and then we're going to do any other emergency after takeoff, we'll just handle it in the air and come back and land.
Okay.
Any questions?
Nope.
Alright, normal takeoff. That's good, mixture's rich, throttle, we know that. So 55 to 60 rotating, we'll climb at 75 to 80, and then probably a 90 knot cruise climb. And we'll go up initially to 35, see how bumpy it is, and see if we can climb a little higher. Any questions?
Nope.
Alright.
I actually do have one question. So after we take off and we're in our climb, what's the best way to crab with the wind?
So your best bet is, so when we take off, we're going to have a slight wind correction to the left. When we lift off, the plane, we're gonna bring ailerons to neutral, and then just you're aiming pretty much. Crabbing is just gonna be, instead of flying 360, you're gonna fly maybe 350. So you're actually gonna fly a couple degrees to the left of the normal runway heading.
Okay. And the best way to get there is just to let the plane.
Usually you can let the plane go weather vane into it. If not, you can actually just kind of turn a little bit into it.
Okay. And how long do you maintain right rudder once you're...
The right rudder is still going to be in the whole climb. Right rudder is anytime you climb, pretty much.
Okay.
Even in the left turn, you're going to have just less right rudder.
Okay.
Okay? Window can be shut. Yep, pull it up. There you go, and up. Good.
Alright.
And we'll go ahead and turn this way. So release your brakes, add a little power, and push full right rudder and a little brake. And we'll go up to the whole short line here. There you go. Straighten out. So now both brakes. There you go. Hold right here. Executive Tower, Cessna 1053, X-ray, holding short runway 36 for south departure.
Cessna 1053, Executive Tower, runway 36, clear for takeoff, south departure approved. There's a coyote east of the runway in the grass between the runway and Bravo, just south of the windsock.
Clear for takeoff, south departure approved, and 53 X-ray. That sting coyote, I saw him before and he didn't get out of here, I guess. So let's not hit a coyote while we're at it.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. So clear on the right side, clear left side.
Okay.
Alright. Go ahead and you keep a little power in there.
Tower, helicopter 516,
turn.
Bravo Yankee.
That says 360, concur.
Maku, take off to the north with a...
Alright. Add power. Heels on the floor. All the way power.
Executive Tower holds position momentarily, traffic departed out 36.
A little correction to your right.
Hold position, looking for...
Or your left. There's to the left, start pulling back.
60.
Yep, start pulling back. There you go. A little bit more, get the nose up. There you go. And then see how right now, you have good right rudder in there, but we're actually crabbing pretty good because the wind from up here isn't that bad. Now keep that nose pitching up so we get to about 75. There you go.
Says 53 X-ray, make a right turn out to the south there.
Right turn out, 53 X-ray. So the slow wind stop, that's just
516
wind
Bravo Yankee
changes.
departure to KC Calpine Bridge Center, excuse
Alright, we can start turning to our right for a south turn out. Clear on the right.
Clear on the left.
Alright.
Gotcha.
Now keep that nose coming up.
With a west turnout. Departure to 516 Bravo Yankee.
And a wind check 35014, gust 24, altimeter 29er 79er.
So we're going east, to east to straighten out the leg, or?
Yeah, if you just nice gentle turn, you're good. Normally I would say yes, do that exactly, but you're doing pretty good and the wind's kind of pushing us, so we're clearing the right, keep going all the way to south, a little more right rudder. There you go.
I gotta remember to watch the ball too.
It's more or less, you don't want to be so fixated on it, it's more or less feel.
Okay.
You can do a lot of feeling it, like that's too much right rudder, that's not enough. So it's just, when you don't feel any side loads pretty much on your seat or your pants, you're doing pretty good.
We're just getting over pattern altitude. Do we need to stay in pattern altitude?
Nope, you can keep climbing all the way up.
Alright, we'll keep it going.
Only time you want to stay in pattern altitude is if you're staying in there. Yep, adjust your trim as necessary. 90 knots will work well. More for the fact that we can see out ahead of us at 90 knots. And when it gets hotter out, you want that airflow.
Okay.
I've had days where I've literally climbed at 120 knots at 100 feet per minute to get up to altitude because it was so hot. You know. There's some wind changes.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing 1,500 feet per minute, so like that's pretty 1,300 feet per minute right now of climbing. That's not too bad, but it's just all that wind change.
Well, and yeah, our ground speed I'm sure is way more than 90.
Our ground speed right now is 114 knots in a climb, so not too bad.
I've also need to learn to get in the habit of keeping a light touch on the wheel and letting the turbulence just do what it's going to do. Not try to fight it.
Yeah, because fighting is actually going to make it worse. It's actually going to intensify it because you're just putting pilot-induced oscillations in it. So your best bet is just try to hold wings level and just kind of let it bounce you around a little bit. You know, that's easier said than done, but that's the goal. And we're coming up on 35. It actually is smooth-ish right now, so we can let the nose come down a little bit. So best ways to level up is pitch, power, and then trim. So pitch, power, right about 2,400 will be fine, just for the fact of the bumps today. And then trim, just use the trim to relieve the pressure to keep level. So, good way to see what the plane wants to do, let go of the yoke. Is the plane going to keep climbing, or does it mind you the left and right? But it looks like it's still climbing a little bit, but not by much.
There it goes.
So, you know, this I would say is pretty decent. Power, you can pull your power back just slightly bit more, because as you speed up with a fixed pitch propeller, that's going to increase. Climbed a little bit, but actually we'll...
Second Tower, get estimated, King at 190, Bravo, Echo, hold short, 36, ready for departure.
King at 190, Bravo, Echo, exact tower.
It's kind of hard, like on days like this, you kind of just have to average out everything, you know. Are we climbing that much? No, not really. Okay, let's just keep it there, you know. And then looking outside, this gap that you see, that's your sight picture. So you want to keep that kind of the same, because right now we're pretty much level. Likewise,
Bravo, Echo, use caution. There's a coyote just along the eastern edge of the runway, just south of midfield.
We're going to get bumps the whole time because we're underneath clouds, so the air is heating up. We're kind of in that middle zone of, okay, we're going to get it no matter what.
Yep. Well, we're in that point in the afternoon, too.
Yep. The only time it's going to get better is as the temperature decreases, so. What we're going to do is, the reason I put direct to Johnson County in here, because our practice area kind of, technically once you're outside the airspace, that's great, you can start maneuvering. But I try to go at least 10 miles out just to give some spaces, some distance from the airport, just so you don't interfere with them that much. See how our fuel flow is like pretty high, like 11 gallons, you know? So we're going to lean the mixture out for, normally I would say definitely peak, but I can tell just by hearing the engine and looking at our fuel flow. That's about good right there.
And then pull a little more throttle back out.
Yeah, just to adjust, because you lessen that air fuel air mixture and it's actually perform better.
Yep.
So once we get 10 miles out, we'll do some turns, get you used to this plane. Maybe do some steep turns, they weren't bad today.
Bravo, Echo, contact departure today.
We can try to do some slow flight. Just, with the wind and stuff, you just kind of got to take it. We'll only hold about 55 to 60 knots in slow flight, so we'll just see how it goes. I mean, big thing is just kind of getting used to this plane and seeing how it works.
Well, slow flight is definitely not anything I've ever done, so it's, you know, it's cool to experience it.
What's nice about slow flight is it's there to teach you how the plane's going to handle and feel when you're at very slow airspeeds. Fully landing configured, you know, when you get slower, all your controls are less effective, because you have less airflow across them, right?
Right.
So that's the whole goal, is to get you to understand and feel that, so that you can know, oh, I'm slow, I need to do this, or it comes to more of that feeling instead of, you know, doing. So we're at 10 miles, go ahead and pull your power back to 2,000, 2,100 RPM, something in the lines of that, and hold level, and we're going to slow down. So you're going to have to do a little nose up trim as you reduce your power. So as the plane slows down, to hold level, we're going to have to slightly nose up. Don't want to climb though, so don't do it too quickly. We have to kind of let that airspeed bleed off before you start lifting that nose up. And we'll just stay about 4,000. That's been doing alright today. Like I said, I definitely don't think those are 6,500. I'm not a cloud expert, but they look a little lower than that. Alright, this will work. We're about 90 knots, right?
Yep.
So what I want is, let's do a 20-degree bank turn. So the second line, just so you get used to this plane, let's do a 20-degree bank turn, to the right to a heading of west, okay?
20-degree bank turn to the right.
Yep, we're clear on the right, so we'll kind of call this our clearing turns as well. We'll do one to the right, and then we'll go back to the south, and then we can do maneuvers. This is just really what we do to really look and make sure we're not in anybody else's airspace, per se. So see how we're descending? So let that nose come back up a little bit. There you go. And when we're on west, go ahead and roll wings level and let go of the yoke and see what the plane wants to do. Yep. Easiest way to figure out what this plane's doing. So sometimes you actually are inhibiting the plane. So see how it's diving right now?
Yep.
So you want to pull back first on the yoke.
Okay.
Hold nose level. Then trim back to relieve the pressure off your yoke. So your trim is not your primary, it's a secondary relief. Okay. Now if you let go of the yoke, now what? I would say that's a lot better.
Yep.
Okay, so now you can do that fingertip flying, or lighter pressure flying. Alright, let's do a left turn to south at about 20-30 degrees of bank.
Okay, clear left.
Yep, clear right. Yep. And you can add a little bit of power just to keep your speed up just a little bit. There you go.
And I'm trying to use the horizon as my altitude indicator.
Good. It's just a matter of... Yep. So, 90% outside, 10% inside. So just look. Okay. So now that we're out here, let's do slow flight first, and then we'll do steep turns after that, okay? Okay. So slow flight. So what I want you to do is, our speed is below 110. So we technically put our first notch of flaps in. So let's put our first notch of flaps in, okay? Alright. There, flaps are moving. You're gonna see the plane balloon up a little bit because the first notch gives you lift. So push forward, just so we don't climb anymore. We're below 85 now, right? So next notch of flaps. So slightly down to the right and then down. Good. And keep it on roughly this south heading. So kind of follow this road over here. We're at 65. That's good. We can put our last notch of flaps in. All the way down. And now put your hand on the throttle, okay? So what you're going to do is, as we get slowed right about here, now you're adjusting your power to help with your altitude as well. So if we start descending, you actually want to add a little bit of power to help add some more lift. Okay.
So far, we seem to be maintaining pretty well.
We're doing pretty good. See how we're descending a little bit? So you can add some power. Don't be too shy. Keep that right rudder and keep coordinated. Okay. And what I want is a gentle turn. 10-degree bank is all we want. To the right, to a heading of north, okay? So just gently bring it around to the north. Add that right rudder. A little bit more. See how much extra you have to put in to keep that so it feels comfortable again? Yeah. And keep looking outside, because this is still your reference for 10 degrees. Let that nose come down a little bit. And what we can do is, are you feeling like you're having to pull back quite a bit?
No, it was just kind of fighting the rudder a little bit, and just real slow wanting to get in the turn.
So that's how so it's going to feel different because you don't have the extra airflow. So small adjustments they still work, but they take longer to affect it. So if we keep turning, see how your rudder is quite effective right now. Yeah. Because you're a higher power setting, low airspeed, so you have all that left turning tendencies happening, but you have a lot of airflow across it.
I do feel like I'm having to push the nose forward.
So if that's the case, then we'll just trim forward just a little bit. Okay. And that might help you.
I was trying not to let our airspeed get too slow.
That's perfect. You're good. Let's do a turn all the way to north.
Okay. Turn to north.
Yep.
10 degrees.
See how even that little bit, it normally would make the plane move, but here, when you don't have as much airflow, it takes a little bit extra to get it to start going. So in the turn, let that nose just push forward a little bit. Because in the turn, we lose some of our vertical lift, so that's going to help with that as well. Keep that airspeed up. There's north. Roll wings level. I'm looking outside as north. That's close enough. Our airspeed is a whole 40 knots.
What's that?
Our ground speed.
Oh, ground speed. Okay.
Alright. So now let's go ahead and recover. So what I want you to do is add power up to full power. Push forward on the yoke so we don't climb. Raise our flaps up one notch at a time. So slightly up. Good. Now push forward so we don't climb. Airspeed starting to accelerate. Flaps up again. Good. And one more notch. And then you can actually go and pull your power back to 2,000 again. So don't be afraid. That first initial pull on 172s in most planes is quite a long pull to get the engine to even start moving. Then the rest of this is actually very small movements. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, I would like a left turn to east though. Okay?
Okay, so it'll be not quite a...
It's a 270 roughly,
yeah,
give or take.
Okay. Left turn, 20 degree bank, Tim?
20 degrees, 20, 30 degrees is fine, so no past that line right now.
Alright.
Our next maneuver we'll do is a steeper turn. Clear the right, clear left. And we're holding roughly the altitude we were at, so that's no problem. You know, this is the whole getting used to still trying to look outside. So the big thing is in your turn to reference the horizon of where the line, the horizon comes through your windscreen. In a 45 degree bank, you'll be right about here on the left one for you. On the right one, it'd be over here. 30 degrees is going to be a little bit varying from there. You're doing good.
Just trying to maintain coordinated flight and my altitude.
That's good.
Alright, about 10 degrees for me. It's going to start leveling out a little.
Yep. Sorry, I'm just... my phone's digging in my side. Alright. Just quickly check one thing. I'm trying to remember what my schedule is like today. Alright, cool, we have time. Great. I couldn't remember initially.
And then I'm actually trying to set up with a little bit of crab to the road here.
Yep, so it's actually going to be a crab to the left, like you said.
Uh-huh. So I'm actually at, let's see, what are we about?
So
70, 070 right
yep,
now to
so
try to maintain our ground track.
Yep, so if you look here, this is our ground track. You're tracking technically 7 degrees right of east. So you would actually need another 7 degrees to your left to make this exactly east. Does that make sense? So the TK by itself is what your ground track is. So I'd say right about there, wings level, and then see what happens. See? Went a little far, but that's because the wind shifted a little bit.
It was 7 degrees or 0.7?
It was 7 degrees.
Okay.
If you can fly 0.7 degrees, I am very impressed.
Oh, I was thinking intense. That's
yeah,
why.
this is by full numbers.
So 070 to 063.
Runway 36.
Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do some steeper bank turns. So we'll try to go up to 45. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll into the left or right one. When you get past about 30 degrees, you're going to just bump in a little bit of power, about 100 RPM. It doesn't need to be precise. What I do is I'll push my power in, bring my hand up to the yoke, and then I'll use both hands to make smaller adjustments to hold the attitude, okay?
Okay.
So when you're ready, we can go left first. So 45 is in between these two lines here and here.
Okay.
So you can add that bank in. See how your nose is starting to come down? Pull back just a little bit.
And then put in a little power.
A little power.
To hold.
Yep. And then there, hold it right there. Now pull back a little bit because we're descending.
Yeah.
Now look outside. See where the horizon cuts through? Probably right about here. Just keep it there. And look outside. Outside's your winner, not inside. Inside's going to make it difficult. Keep bringing around. You're doing good.
Little aggressive on the rudder. Letting some out.
Good. Keep
Plus
that brake
a little
going.
degrees.
This is the road we started at, so we can start rolling that back out. Pulling the power we put in out. And that little bump, that was your own bump. That was your circle.
Oh, okay.
So when you feel that, it's actually, you did it right.
Cool.
Sometimes you don't because the wind will push it out of the way, but... Alright, you want to try one to the right?
Absolutely.
Alright, so clear on the right. Go ahead and do the same procedure. So right bank, right rudder. Pull back just a little bit because you're descending. Pull back on the yoke. Very good. A little more pullback. There you go. It looks like a lot of people like to descend in the right one because they're feeling like they're on top of the horizon, but you're doing good. Keep this coming around. Yep, good correction on the bank.
I'll copy that. Tell the Phenom's turning about a 4 mile pound Evans side.
The negative, still looking at them about
Yeah, we're descending a little bit, so catch it.
So we remain,
And then start rolling wings level. Pull that power out. There you go.
Roger, I got the aircraft.
There you go. Not too bad.
Okay, tell Roger, pass south of that aircraft and proceed to the east side of the center line.
So,
in the KC copy.
It's not that bad. That was pretty good for only doing a couple of those ever.
Well, and we climbed at the end just because I wasn't fast enough pulling the power back out once we went.
Yep, the little climb when you went length level, you gained all that extra lift, and it goes, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and go left to a heading of about 3, somewhere in the northwest. So northwest heading, so between, let's do 300.
Check 33015, gust 25.
And just confirm clear to land for Sure 337.
Sure 337, affirmative.
Thank you.
Awesome. Alright. So, how do you think so far?
I like it.
Good. You're making good corrections. So, climbing and descending is pretty simple, and the fact is, we climb by an airspeed for the fact that we don't want the plane to stall out. We don't want to have the wing lose lift and stall. So we climb by an airspeed, usually anywhere between 65, 75, or about 90 cruise climb. But we descend by a vertical speed, right?
Yes.
Because, you know, usually our airspeed's fine. So a rule of thumb is for every 100 RPM you pull back, it's about 100 foot per minute descent. So if we're trimmed out here, so let's kind of fly to the west here.
Alright.
Actually, wait, how many miles are we? 15? Yeah, this is still good. We'll just want to check my distance. So roll wings level, have a crab to the right for our wind. Now, if we have our power, we're what? This'll work. Now let go of the yoke. What's the point you want to do? We want to get it so it's trimmed out level. So it's climbing a little bit, so maybe it'll push forward a little bit, trim forward a little bit.
But I'm trying to get into the habit of push forward and then trim out the pressure.
Exactly.
Tell Boyd that we're flying the Phenom, he's going to the east ramp.
Roger.
Alright.
Alright.
Actually,
A little bit more.
a little more.
There you go. So, if we're here, it's doing pretty good. I'll call this close enough. Now, if you pull, we're at what, 2,300 it looks like?
Yeah.
So, what if you pull 200 RPM back? Okay, let go of the yoke. If it's not climbing, we're good on this. Alright, pull 200 RPM back, so about to 21. That works. Now, if we just let the plane go,
And we should start descending.
we are, and I'll just hold it, you know, wings level. But it's going to increase a little bit past, and then in theory, if it works right, it's a rule of thumb, but it should, as the speed builds up, it'll actually pull the nose back up a little bit.
Right.
So that trim is actually holding the elevator in a position. So you're not technically holding an airspeed, it just happens to do that. Now we're about 200 RPM, right? 200 feet per minute, roughly 200 RPM pull back, right?
Yep.
Pretty close. We're at the same speed we pretty much entered into.
Yep.
Pull another 200 RPM back. Oh, 19, 18, something like that. Now in theory, we're at 100 knots, right? So if we held 100 knots, so pull the nose up just a little bit, and then even by letting go, the plane's going to do this as well. It should give us something in the lines of 500 foot per minute descent, roughly. It is a rule of thumb, so it's
getting there.
It's close.
Yeah.
So, but you see this gap here?
Yeah.
This gap is a 500 foot per minute descent. So when you descend, you can actually just go, okay, that's about right. And I bet you're going to be roughly about 500 feet. Alright, go ahead and add power. We'll climb back up to 35, so add power up. All the way. And climb at 90 knots. Or actually, we only have 500 feet. Climb at 95. So right there, so if we get slow, you let the nose come down. If we get fast, you pull it back up. keep that right rudder, and just make small adjustments.
That's
I would leave
right
that
rudder.
where I would leave that where it is for the fact of when you level off.
It'll be right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Let's do a right turn. A right turn to 060.
Right turn to 060.
Yeah.
Pushing the nose forward. Get our
So
speed
just
back
small
up.
adjustments. So right rudder a little bit. Start turning to your right. Press about 20 degrees is fine. And a little pullback, that's good. Coming up on 35, so this is where you're gonna let the nose come forward. Power back to about 21. Actually, we were at 23 beforehand, so 23. And then rolling's level on your heading. And roll, yep. Oh yeah, I said 060. And now if you let go of the yoke with your power set roughly where it was, the plane should be trimmed out. We're pretty close to it. Remember, keep looking outside. Alright, so without using a GPS, where do you think the airport is?
Well, it should be about north, so it should be off of our left wing.
Yep. So it is, if you look, we're coming up on crossing the extended center line. You see that one water tower right here?
I do.
And then if you go a little more to the east of it, you kind of see a cluster of buildings and a kind of a gray strip.
Yes.
That's the airport right there.
Okay.
So
we're going to be about 10 miles out right here, right?
We're 15 right now. So what we can do is we can go direct to enter, and it says set course to 06. Apparently they really wanted me to do that because they got. So it said 6. All right, so you can go ahead and start turning that way. So turn to a north heading. 3,500 is perfectly fine right now. That'll work. And what we're gonna do is we'll stay at this altitude for now, just because it should be less bumpy than down low. You can see the airport right there, so we can kind of aim at that. So let that nose come down. So remember, if it's trimmed out, you should. If it's climbing, you might be actually pulling it back.
Okay. I'm having to push forward to get
Okay,
it.
then yep, retrim. And that's fine. That's what you figure out. Okay,
now that we caught that headwind.
Yeah. But you see the strip out there? So if you follow this road that we're coming up on by these buildings, all the way north, before you get to all the big tan area, there's a little area right over here. That's the airport. You're aiming right at it, so you're not too bad. Slightly left nose.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, so it's like this is Flum and the water tower's on the other side, and then the airport's right here.
Yep. Airport's right over there.
Okay.
Alright, so what we want to do is, even though we're only 14 miles out, we don't have to rush it because of the bumps, that's fine. We're going to listen to weather.
The 656 Pop Jack Tower.
It shouldn't have changed, but we'll see.
Right turn out to the south.
Right turn out to the south, 656 Papa.
Contact departure.
Or they're updating right now. Probably.
Executive Warrior 43051.
Just 5 Yankee, contact departure, over.
It sounds like they are updating it.
Thank you.
Because it's 51 after 52.
43051.
We're 43051, say request.
We have information, Juliet over Grandview coming in for a touch and go, runway 36.
We're 051, report 3 southeast, right traffic, runway 36.
Hey, repeat that, please.
3 southeast, right traffic, 36.
We'll report the southeast right traffic for 36.
29 or 9 or 7.
I think it's 2997 is the altimeter. We'll get the new one in a minute, but I'm going to call in, let them know where we are. So you can kind of scoot a little to your right, but you're pretty much right at it, so it still works. Executive Tower, Cessna 1053 X-ray. We are approximately 12 miles to the south, inbound full stop.
Says 1053 X-ray, exact time, maintain VFR, report 3 mile final straight in 36.
Report 3 mile final straight in 36. 5 aircraft. So you got the time is like right when they updated it, 53 after. So right now,
8491 November, ready for departure 36.
So if our pattern altitude is 2100, when would you start your descent if we're at 3100?
Honestly, I guess I don't know.
That's okay.
You'd want to, I'd imagine you want to start 3 miles out or so to have enough time to...
This is our time to the destination. We are 1,000 feet above our pattern altitude, right? We're at 31, we want to be at 21. And we normally descend at 500 foot per minute because it's comfy on the passengers and better for our ears.
Okay, so
we need at least 2 minutes, right? I add an extra minute.
Maintain 4,000 runway.
So don't descend yet. So keep nose up. You're still descending a little bit.
Maintain 4,000.
So when this says 3 minutes, or roughly around there, then you can start descending, and you can. What's not nice is you can stay up here higher, burn less fuel, and usually stay in the cooler air, not all the bumpy stuff.
Yeah. I actually did not see what I thought was the airport before was not. I see it now. It's very obvious.
Right off this road.
Yep.
So before descent, seat belts. I'm good on my side. Altimeters.
Yep.
Nope.
Tower, Pilatus 326 Papa Alpha.
Fuel selector is on both. Power as required. Make sure we'll enrich.
Sure. 326 Papa Alpha.
Are you ready to go, Mr. Rich?
So what I do is, as you descend, just do 1, 2, in every 1,000 feet as you come down, and then by the time you get low enough, you should have it full ridge.
Okay.
So it's just something to think about. And we're going to report 3 south when this actually says 4.
Okay.
Because usually I take a mile off, because usually they go to the center of the airport, and the runway's not always at the center of the airport. So I know there's someone to the southeast that said they were coming in too, but I don't know where they are. So we'll just kind of crab a little to the left as we get center. Right now we're pretty much center with the runway. So crab a little to your left and hold that.
Information Kilo, altimeter 2998.
2998 with Kilo, let's see.
Sky conditions at 2 clouds at 5.
Contact departure.
At 8,000. Temperature 18, dew point 6, altimeter 299 or 7. Visual approach in use, landing in departing runway 36. Advise on initial contact, give information Kilo.
I want to hear the winds.
County Executive Report information Kilo 19 or 530 weather. Wind 36016, gust 24, visibility 10. Sky conditions a few clouds at 5,500, ceiling broken at 8,000. Temperature 18, dew point 6, altimeter 29 or 7.
Alright.
36, 16.
breaking up. 60 Papa. 60 Papa, third time. Traffic 1 o'clock, 2 miles northbound, 3,000, straight into runway 36 Cessna.
Roger, I'm turning left out to the practice area, heading 130. This Papa.
Got him.
Well, that's to the practice area. Where's the one coming in?
That's the one. It's 1 o'clock, that would have been us.
Oh, okay.
He was departing, but he was getting pushed.
I see.
Alright, so we're 5 miles out, or 5 minutes out. Keep tracking.
6 miles out, turn right into 100, 186, clear for takeoff.
100, clear for takeoff, 326 Papa Alpha.
So you can enrich this a little bit more before we descend. There you go. And we're 4 minutes, so go ahead and pull some power back. So about 500 RPM or so. Let the nose start coming down, just nice and gently. Don't shove it, just allow it. Gently place it down is what it kind of goes at, okay? So see how we're...
Yeah, I'm trying to get us back on the crab here.
Yep, and only 500 foot per minute. So what I would do is actually trim a little nose up, because we're going to hit some turbulence, so we want to actually slow down a little bit more. So pull more power back.
1 identify.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more stable there.
Yep.
051, push the ident button on the transponder.
Push the ident button on the transponder. That's it.
051, you won't find us on that heading. We're heading at 250,
Pitch up a
take you
little
back
bit
to
more.
the airport.
That'll help slow you down, as well as your pitch, your airspeed. They'll bring both those in.
6 Papa Alpha, contact departure, see ya.
Alright, coming up on 2100, so we'll put our power in at 22,000 RPM roughly. maybe a
Pop out,
little higher.
Departure, over.
Contact departure, 36 pop out, thanks.
And that should roughly hold us at 2,000 RPM and, or 2,100.
2100, yeah.
Yeah, you can go up a little bit more in here, because we're at 2,100. Right about there, and that should hold us at a decent speed.
53 X-ray, runway 36, clear to land, wind 35014, gust 22.
Just gonna call you, clear to land, 53 X-ray. Hey, it was just gonna call. So now, do you see we have a VASI system, we don't have a PAPI system, so we have 2 white lights, 2 red. And so you want red over white, okay?
Yep.
So right now
we'd be a little low because we're just coming in.
Yeah, we did. So as we start seeing those, what I do is start slowing down a little bit so you can pull your power back. Just 100 RPM will work.
They would just started to look white there.
Yep. And there you go. So now we can put our first notch of flaps in.
Okay, 1 notch flap.
Pull power back to about 17, so you're almost there. Just adjust a little bit more. And now let that nose come down. So gently push forward a little bit. And that's going to start our descent. We're going to aim for about 85 knots right now. I'll take over at the end, but right now you're doing fine. Your crab's good, 85 knots. See how we're descending about 500 foot per minute?
Yep.
So this is looking good. The hard part with straight ins is just trying to figure out when do you do things like you normally would in the pattern, you know? Because in the pattern you have references. Here it's just all by distance. So right now we're about 1.5 miles from the runway. So we slow it down to below 85. So let the nose come up a little bit. Power's still good, just let the nose come up a little bit. Alright, last notch of flaps to 20, because we're only going to land with 20, so right there.
Oops,
that's
sorry.
fine, you're
there
fine. And now, what we're going to do is adjust so we slow down to about 70, 75, okay?
Warrior 051.
So you're going to adjust your pitch for your airspeed, power for altitude. So add a little power.
280, let see us.
280,
And then, let go of the yoke for a second. That's about right. There you go. Alright, now you can...
Getting a little low, do you want a little more
Yep.
power?
Correct, yep, add a little bit of power. And it's not by much, see how they just turned white again?
Yep.
So, just let that nose come down, so we stay about no slower than 70, because with the wind today, I want to keep that little extra speed in.
Absolutely.
Add a little more power, because our angle of descent is steeper than normal. So that power is driving us forward, which is good. There they come in, let the nose come down, push forward. There you go. Keep letting that nose come down a little bit more. This is looking pretty stable actually right now.
I didn't want to say anything and jinx it.
Now, I'm the one who always makes a comment, then it goes, oh, never mind. So now, the winds are going to shift, so start pulling some power out. So we can keep our speed coming, so we don't get too fast. That's good. A little more power reduction, just a slight. Winds are looking like they've been all day. Left, straight. Alright, I got controls.
Alright, I'm off of everything.
Alright. Good job.
And then you're going to land left wheel down first a little bit, or just...
Depends on the winds. They're supposed to be more or less straight down, but slight left to right, but depends on where you look down, what flag. 70 knots looking down the runway.
Add a little power, it's fit in.
Looking down the runway.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Great landing.
The problem is you look at that flag, it's saying a left crossing, and you look down here, it's a right crossing, you look back down there, it's straight down the runway, you're like, what the heck?
Forward, set down, clear to Columbia via the Lakes 8 departure, Columbia transition direct. Maintain 3,000, 9,000, 10 minutes after departure.
We'll just get off here.
Departure's 118.9er, squawk 4733.
051 to airport in sight.
And we'll just go this way and then wait, and he'll tell us from there. But we can do our after landing checks if you want.
6524, way back correct. 55 for X-ray taxis, ramp mount to ground point 6.
Ram minor ground point 6, 5 here, thanks. Alright, so
451,
you want to complete that one right there, okay?
Flaps up.
051 and full top, let's go.
Mixture,
0511,
taxi, we're leaned
it's
out.
touch and go, then make right
Transponder to
turn.
standby.
We're gonna leave it on altitude because I disagree with that part.
Okay, and the strobe landing light.
So flip your strobe off, your landing off, and your taxi on. There you go. And then now add a little power and we'll taxi straight. So yeah, we have 3 windstocks on this airport, and all day today they've said different things. So halfway it's like right crosswind here. Down there it's a left crosswind, and up here it's a combination of both. So yeah, don't ride your brakes, because then you're gonna have a high power setting. That's one way I can tell if people are riding the brakes is they're like 1500 RPM, and I look at our ground speed, we're like 5 knots. I'm like, how is that possible? Like, are you trying? Like, and then I look down, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
heels on the ground. So we're gonna go all the way down.
Okay.
We're gonna go into Bravo, and then I'll take controls when we get in there so I can park it, and we won't have to push it back as much. But good job. That was a nice stable approach for the wind conditions. I mean,
Yeah, no, it was actually, I was kind of stressing a little bit as we began. It's like, oh boy, this could be an adventure, and it was great.
Yeah.
It was real nice.
stability is your friend. If you're stable on an approach, it's gonna be very nice landing. Or in theory, will set you up for a very nice landing, I should say. The landing can still be messed up, but it'll give you a better chance. Alright, so we'll go right, and then once we get to the black asphalt over there, I'll take over.
Sure.
Okay, 79 Bravo, exact power in or left down
He's really low.
36.
And then should I be?
Technically, you'd want to be left aileron.
Okay.
I have controls from here.
Alright.
Let's see if I can shove this into it. Oh, look, a parking spot. I'm not afraid to take it. If I hit that car, it's okay, it's mine. I wonder if insurance would give me that. Alright, let me turn. So we'll have to push it back a little bit, but it's not horrible. It's not perfectly straight, but we'll fix it. Alright, so shut down. We can look here. That's securing the aircraft.
Alright, so avionics master is going to go off.
Yep.